the value of the pipeline for sales managers and sales directors. So this shouldn't take too long because it's relatively straightforward. But there are some things which probably don't fall into the normal bucket of, if you were to say, why is pipeline management important for a sales director? I'd be surprised if they get most of the things that are up here, because again, this comes from the perspective of a sales rep and a sales person and the sales function itself. So here we've got implement sensible account planning processes for key accounts to share and exchange internal knowledge and grow the account. I know that most sales directors, if you say to them, do you do account planning? They will say yes. The reality is that the perception or the understanding of account planning is completely different from whoever you speak to. So I think it's valuable really to get a good, clear understanding of what the Pipeliner system understands by account planning. Because it's not just about forecasting, it's not simply writing the numbers in of what's to come. There's a lot about understanding the customer's business. There's a lot about understanding the product portfolio that the customer has, understanding the relationships that are there, etc., etc., etc. And the time that is important, the time that needs to go into account planning is critical. Yeah? If you have a group of salespeople, 2 or 3 or 4 salespeople who all sell to the same account, with 1 client representative, 1 project manager, 1 pre-sales person, and 1 sales director, this group of 4 people need half a day to do effective account planning for 1 particular account. And that is a minimum. A day would be better as well. And at the end of the day, you don't get around that time equation. Yeah, you don't get around it. So I can say with true conviction, your account planning is subpar, whoever you are. Yeah, and if I'm wrong, write me an email, tell me I'm wrong. I'll be very happy to receive that. But you're a sales director, so you can deal with this. So, first stages, set up lead generation responsibilities for the sales team that guarantee new leads and clients. We've begun with a tough one, we move on to a worse one. Most sales organizations that I work with do not have a systematic method of acquiring new business from white space opportunity. They don't do lead generation. They don't do step 0. So I'll leave it there. We've got a lot of filming to do on step 0 anyway. Read it, watch it, and have a look. One of the roles of the sales director is to guarantee new opportunity coming into the account, and the reality is that that is simply not the case. And why isn't it the case? Yeah, if I may just pontificate here for a minute. Sales directors, most of the time, used to be salespeople. If you're a sales director, I want you to ask yourself the question, are you a salesman or are you a sales manager? Because for me, there is a fundamental difference. Yeah? A salesman is a good salesperson. A sales manager can also be a good salesperson, but there is a stage where those 2 responsibilities need to divide. One of the greatest mistakes that organizations make, especially in developing markets, yeah, is to hire good sales reps into the positions of sales managers and sales directors. This is wrong in the situation where those people are now challenged to do the management job, whereas beforehand they were excelling in doing the sales job. Don't make a good sales rep a sales manager. Keep them as a good sales rep. But anyway, different story. Lead generation is a clear point here. Yeah? Changing hunter-farmer mentality issues. Hunter-farmer, the old paradigm. It's the job of the sales director to ensure that there is enough hunter attitude within the sales organization at any one stage. It is not necessary for a company that does not need hunters to focus on having hunters. Yeah? If your company is living with a bunch of farmers, so be it. That's absolutely fine. It's the goal of every sales rep to begin being a hunter, but at one stage of their career to hang up their gun. Yeah? But if your bosses are coming to you saying, we need more revenue, we need more opportunities, we need new customers, then you need the hunter mentality as well. So if you have a sales director who is a farmer by nature, that's a problem. If you have a sales director who has a bunch of farmers within their organization, that's a problem. The hunter mentality is something that needs to be revisited every 2 years to make sure that it is freshened and keeps at a stage which is serving the acquisition needs of the organization. Okay. There we go. Creating systems to align pre-sales, sales reps, project managers, maintenance people, other functions within the organization. I see this as the role of the sales director. The sales director is responsible for defining the USPs, the unique selling propositions, and making sure that reference stories exist. I'm sorry, Mr. Sales Director, oh so very important sales director, who is up there on the level of the gods, who is very, very important, but you, unfortunately, have a very lowly job to do, and that is defining USPs and making sure reference stories exist. And why is that? Because nobody else can take responsibility. And you really do have the ability and need to respond in an environment where USPs are unclear, reference stories don't exist, or are simply there as paperwork. Okay. Naturally, targets. You're responsible for setting good targets related to sales reps' past and present performance, customer sets and early stage opportunity. Yeah, you're responsible for the whole target and monetary reward system, and this is a big topic, and to be quite honest, it's not one that I'm qualified to answer. What is the correct reward system for a sales rep? Yeah, I'm a pure believer in a very fundamental fact that money itself does not motivate people, and reward systems thereby do not reward people either and motivate them to work harder. But I face a lot of disagreement on this point. Anyway, reduced time for reporting, yeah, trying to keep the reporting systems that sales reps have to go with as small as possible and as economical as possible. Realistic target analysis of projected real-time revenue, and revenue per product or service time, and opportunity cost. That's sales director as well. Here's some stuff in blue. I wonder why it's in blue. It's years since I wrote this thing and nobody has ever read it since I wrote it. So I wonder why it's in blue. Analyzing win rates of the opportunity per stage and when opportunities die most often. So this is an analytical piece that you can do with the whole pipeline. Yeah? Every stage comes with some opportunities moving through, some opportunities dying. With the data, you'll be able to work out why and how. Establishing a common sales language methodology linked to a simple reporting process that helps sales reps and that sales reps use by choice. The dilemma for most CRM systems is that sales reps don't enjoy using the tool. It's not the tool that they don't enjoy using, it's the process that is behind it. The pipeline methodology is structured in such a way, and your pipeline methodology should be structured in such a way that the organization understands the terminology behind the different stages and uses it. Yeah? So common sales language that is clearly understood across the board. When it's clearly understood, people begin to use it more instinctively because they use the language to describe the different stages, the different states of the opportunities, the different players in the organization, etc., etc. Run comparison reports by sales rep, sales stage, product, service, and opportunity cost. Yeah. So again, analytics with data with one pipeline management system with clearly defined stages, you're able to run comparative analysis on a number of different levels. So that's why it's in blue. These things relate to the pipeline as a whole and not just the different stages within that. Yeah? So, sales director, sound like something new? Probably not. But there's a lot in here which gives the sales directors food for thought, and most importantly, gives the CEO food for thought in terms of what their sales pipeline should be doing for them. Thank you.